Lecture Part 3. Master Thoughts and Feelings. Revelations of the Mysteries of Life. Some words need to be addressed before we start to learn to master our thoughts and feelings. Time is moving very fast, and upheaval and havoc shall rise unexpectedly for most people on earth. All people shall soon realize that we are in a time where nothing shall ever be the same again. Realize, while learning this skill, that this simple knowledge and wisdom shall help and guide you now, and also in times of sorrows, to find with a clear harmonious mind good solutions, to endure unfolding ordeals in life. Thomas Francisco Pelgero. Why would someone consider to master their thoughts and feelings? When you learn to master your thoughts, you can decide on a simple way how you like to feel, in good and in bad, sad and negative situations. Think about this for a moment. Someone calls you names or kicks you, and you feel good and happy. You get a large unexpected bill to pay, and you can't pay it, and still you feel good and happy. The doctor tells you that you shall die soon, still you feel good and happy. Your wife explains to you that she has an affair and desires a divorce, still you feel good and happy. Your car won't start in the morning and you need to go to work, still you are feeling good and happy. You lose a job, a loved one, still you feel good and happy. When you arrived home and your house was burned down, still you feel good and happy. You realize the end of the world is near, still you feel good and happy. The first question most people would ask is, what kind of drugs do you use? In first instance, we would think this person is high on drugs, drunk, selfish, crazy, under severe hypnosis, insensitive, he doesn't seem to care about anything. He is not having the expected bad or sad feelings, as we are supposed to have. This person knows a secret to think differently. This man doesn't live by man's thoughts and ways, but lives by God's true ways. Living life, how life was created by God to be. Whether you believe in God or not, doesn't matter, it works for everyone the same. Which we shall teach and prove in this lecture. Atheists, agnostics, religious and spiritual people, everyone is welcome to learn the secrets of human life. Explained by God to me, to share with you. Why? To understand life better by these words, to do things differently in your life. What shall create more happiness, harmony and health inside everyone? When we look at above happy person, who do you think is in control in all kind of negative situations? Yes, he or she is. Let's use a male in our example. He is in balance and in perfect harmony, and does not let any person or any situation in his environment disturb his good and happy feelings. Still, he cares about life, others and himself, but he decides to be wise and to formulate right, good and harmonious thoughts all the time. Because he knows a secret of life. Did it take him years to accomplish this skill, to be able to feel always happy? No, it did not. It all starts with a choice, and then continually to make aware, new harmonious choices, which you can start to choose at every moment in life. What is a harmonious choice? A harmonious choice is a positive thought that is loving and good for yourself and at the same time for everyone and at the same time for nature. What creates harmony and balance inside oneself, between each other and with nature? We shall prove this by simple examples. How did you learn to drive a car? At first, you have to remember so many things and pay attention to the gears, brakes, traffic, lights, watching, and do so many things at the same time. At first, it seems like mission impossible. But, once you know all the issues and worked with it more times, it becomes your nature. And you learn to do automatic, many things at the same time. We all know, when we do the effort and practice, then we get a wonderful result and can drive everywhere, where we like to go. Even in this lecture, just in one video, you can learn to master your thoughts and feelings. To choose how you like to feel at every moment of a day. To accomplish this, you will have to do some effort. To read, to learn, to do some exercises, still the end result shall be mind-blowing. Do you desire to be happy, all the time? Don't forget, when you learned this skill, you have changed your life forever. First we are going to explain simple conscious thoughts. Conscious thoughts means, we formulate thoughts in the present moment. Let's get a cup of tea, let's visit my parents, let's do this or that. Constantly we formulate conscious thoughts about actions, ideas, opinions and impressions of life at this moment. Also, when you are reading a book, as in reading words, which becomes then your thoughts. You copied words from a book or this video into your thoughts. What you watch in life, see, hear, feel, taste or smell, all becomes your thoughts. Thoughts can be sounds, pictures, feelings, tastes or smells, or a combination of different thoughts at the same time. Your complete life experience as a human exists of thoughts. Thoughts creates your awareness, and equals a human soul. Master your thoughts, means to understand thoughts you have gathered and still are formulating or creating by sensing in life. If you see a tree, you copy the tree into thoughts, and you are able to formulate new thoughts about the tree you see. Every thought we formulate or create by senses, can be stored in our memory. In a short time memory or a long time memory, depending on how often we repeat the same thoughts. What thoughts we focus on, what thoughts make a huge impression, or which thoughts we repeat more times, are stored in our memory. That is how we learn. We learn by creating subconscious thoughts in our memory, which are connected by our synapses in our brain to our belief system. The belief system is our perspective, being aware of our human life. When I say to you, what do you think about Egypt? Then, most of you shall immediately think or say, pharaohs, pyramids, camels, desert, sandstorms, etc. What happens is, that the word Egypt is connected by synapses in your brain to other subconscious thoughts you have learned in a past or sensed before in life. When a person doesn't know the word Egypt, no thoughts are appearing in their mind. By explaining above words to connect to Egypt, new thoughts are created. Learning is to connect thoughts by the synapses in the brain to other thoughts. Forgetting is to disconnect thoughts from the synapses from other thoughts. Remembering is to hear a sound, see a picture, feel, taste or smell something or in combination, and the connected subconscious thoughts shall appear in your consciousness. By repeating sounds, pictures, smells, taste or feelings over and over again in your thoughts, you are learning. Just as learning history or a skill. By experiencing a situation, and have a lot of emotions as impressions about it, then these thoughts are stored in your memory, as subconscious thoughts too. In one way people use this information all the time, learning, remembering and forgetting. But, in another way, man does not use this information at all. What causes a lot of negative emotions and bad and sad feelings in their human lives? What almost all people do not know is that emotions and feelings in life are a real guidance created by God, to show man a way to a harmonious happy life. Very wise people understand and desire to feel happy and good all the time. To create harmony and balance within themselves, all others and with nature. They use unaware or aware God's guidance, that evolves them into harmony. They understand the causality of thoughts, emotions and feelings. Thoughts create emotions and feelings and not vice versa. The guidance of God is simply saying, when you have negative emotions, feeling bad or sad, you have formulated negative and disharmonious thoughts. Transform the negative and disharmonious thoughts into the opposite positive and harmonious thoughts. Then positive and harmonious thoughts create positive emotions and good and happy feelings. Experiencing a negative emotion and feeling bad or sad is a signal to change your thoughts and ways in life, to become happy again. How long should a signal last? Yes, very short. Let's use a few simple examples. Imagine you go shopping in a town. You're busy, looking at this and that, and at a specific moment, when you were not paying attention, you pushed a woman. She lost her balance and fell hard onto the ground. She stood up, became very angry and started to call you names, and before you could say anything, she kicked you against your leg. What would your reaction be in this real situation? Perhaps not admitting now, but almost all people would instantly feel negative emotions and bad and or sad feelings about this event. Perhaps even start to call names back, or start a fight or even kick them back. What man considers to be a normal upset behavior, right? To defend oneself. They become upset too, created thoughts of dislike, irritations, anger or shame, and feeling intense bad and or sad. Because they formulated negative conscious thoughts or are acting impulsively on negative subconscious thoughts, causing bad and or sad feelings. Neither this specific situation, nor the woman caused upset feelings within you. Only people's own thoughts are able to cause upset feelings within themselves. How in the world can you handle such a situation and not feel upset? But we mentioned in the start of this video, still feels good and happy. The same did happen to him. Only he used his thoughts differently. You probably heard this saying often, think before you act. What means, at every situation in life you have a choice. To choose how you prefer to react with conscious thoughts, formulating at that moment. When you use harmonious and loving thoughts, then you know that you can only decide to think, say or do something, what is good and loving for you and at the same time is also good and loving for this woman. We can't change the past, what means calling names and the kick against his leg cannot be changed. The only thing he can do is to accept this event has happened and focus only at harmonious thoughts, which are good for him and for the woman. So, he smiles carefully and speaks in a friendly voice, please calm down. I did not pay attention well and hurt you. Are you all right? No matter how the woman reacts, the positive and loving thoughts of him, keeps him in a happy state. Let us understand the thoughts of this kind man better. He doesn't let a negative situation tell him how to feel or to react. He doesn't act impulsively on negative subconscious thoughts telling him how to behave. When he is a master of his thoughts, he has already transformed his subconscious thoughts from negative into positive and harmonious thoughts. When you just start to live this wise way, formulate at all situations in life, conscious thoughts to overrule subconscious thoughts, that makes you act impulsively. Think always, before you act. This man knows ego, man has created in themselves. The ego is a perspective people look at their human life. The ego is based on egoism, greed, lust, violence, revenge, punishment, pride, etc. and is the creator of negative thoughts, what leads to negative emotions and bad and sad feelings. Because an ego thinks only what is good and loving for him and not what is good or loving for others. Your personality is not who you are, your personality is how you think. When someone says, my personality is to be a fearful person, then it means this person created fearful thoughts. When a person says, I'm a nervous person, then this person created thoughts that makes them nervous. When a person says, I am an impatient person, then this person created thoughts that makes them impatient. When someone worries a lot, and says my personality is to worry a lot, then it means they formulated thoughts that makes them to worry. When someone has a personality to be aggressive, then they have formulated thoughts which make them aggressive. When your personality is that you are often shy, and find it difficult to express yourself in words, then you've created thoughts that makes you shy and difficult to express your words to people, etc. How you formulate your thoughts decides what kind of personality you have. Exercise. Which negative emotions do you experience often in your human life? I am sure you've found different negative emotions which appear very often in your life. For example, fears, worries, disappointments, irritations, frustrations, lust, jealousy, anger, revenge, shame, insecurity, sorrow, sadness, boredom, etc. My next question. When you experience your negative emotions, how do they feel at that specific moment? Yes, always bad or sad. When you say, negative emotions belong to my personality or belong to life, then you have accepted these negative emotions and to feel bad or sad, to be part of you and your life. What do you think, when I say, your personality is not who you are, but your personality is what subconscious thoughts you have formulated in your past, or what conscious thoughts you are formulating in a present moment in life? Yes, you can change your personality into every personality you prefer, just by changing your thoughts. Why would we desire to change this? Yes, to really choose and create a personality that makes us feel happy and good all the time. When you are often fearful, shy, insecure, worry a lot, disappointed, irritated, feel sad, jealous, lonely, angry, etc. Why not become and live the opposite? To become fearless, extrovert and open to others, confident and living without worries. Learn to choose thoughts, not to be disappointed, not to be fearful, sad, etc. It is just a choice to feel good and happy, or to feel bad and sad. Why is this not taught in schools? It is not rocket science. Because negative and people who feel bad and sad in life are easier to manipulate than positive loving people who master their own thoughts. It is what it is, nothing more and nothing less. Who taught you that when someone hits you, it's justified to hit back? That you have to stand up for yourself and to defend yourself? That it is normal to feel disappointed when something doesn't work out? Where did you learn that negative emotions and negative feelings are normal in life, when they are clearly undesired? Our civilization teaches the population by media, as books, movies, games, news, speeches of politicians and others, your behaviors, to stimulate the ego, and to accept negative emotions as your personality, to be normal in your life. When your ego is stimulated, then you become more individual, egoistical, greedy, violent, lustful, etc., and shall only think about what is good for you, and not so much what is good for everyone else too and good for nature. What happens when you see in movies, for example, people who are sad, who kill other people, who take revenge, who are nervous, worried, jealous, lustful for sex, attention or addictions? Most of you shall state, it has no effect on me. I know it is a movie and fantasy. But does it really not affect your thoughts? Let's recap what we have learned. Everything you sense, see, read, hear, watch, smell or taste in life becomes your thoughts. When you repeat the same thoughts a lot, it becomes automatic by synapses in your brain, your subconscious thoughts. In your memory, your belief system, as unaware perspective and behavior in life. What means when someone hurts you, your children or your wife, most of man shall act impulsively on subconscious ego thoughts and then act accordingly. When you have seen often man in movies whose relatives were hurt, take revenge by killing and hurting others, you shall do in these circumstances the same. How many teenagers try drugs, stealing, sex, etc. because they saw it in movies? The family values in our civilization have been distorted and destroyed. Because movies and magazines have tempted people to commit adultery and to cheat, to lie, deceive, and to become in unbalance by lust. Everything what is shown as examples in life, in movies, in news, is forming our subconscious thoughts, our behavior in life. Many can be suppressed, but in bad, negative, in tempting or in peer pressure situations, they shall appear and be released by man. To master your thoughts means to know yourself, to know others and to know the world. Master your thoughts means to control your thoughts, by choosing thoughts that shall create positive emotions, what results in happy and good feelings. Which thoughts can we control by formulating thoughts? Our own thoughts. What kind of thoughts? Yes, conscious and subconscious thoughts, which we are going to explain in very simple examples, to make them visual to you. Besides that, we teach you how to change both kind of thoughts in your mind. Let us first explain the structure of creating thoughts, and later you can try it in your human life, to prove these words are true. To show you that God's true ways really work in all situations in your human life. I shall give the guidelines to use in your life, to master your thoughts and feelings. When you follow them exactly, you shall create always happy and good feelings inside yourself, no matter what. Life is not as difficult as many people think. First, we give the rules and then with examples show you how to use them. 3 rules to master your thoughts and feelings. 1. At every situation in your life, take a little time to think, before you act, to make and be sure you have formulated the right conscious thoughts. 2. Formulate only conscious thoughts which are good, loving and helps you, and at the same time it has to be good, loving and helps everyone else too, or should have no effect on them at all, and at the same time it has to be good, loving and helps nature too, or should have no effect on nature at all. 3. If you feel bad or sad, you have a negative emotion, find it or them. Then ask yourself, why do I feel bad or sad? Write down all the thoughts that pop up in your head. Later, if you know how to drive your thoughts, you shall know them instantly. The thoughts you'll find are the negative subconscious thoughts. Transform the negative subconscious thoughts into the opposite positive thoughts. Positive thoughts are conscious thoughts we should formulate. Follow rule number 2. 3 rules to perfect and purify yourself and life, to feel good and happy all the time. And you help others to feel easier, good and happy also, and help along nature to stay in balance and harmony too. How simple and easy can your life be? If you live a harmonious human life by God's true ways, as life was meant to be. First, we are going to give a lot of examples, what thoughts belong to rule number 2. From simple unto a few more difficult ones. You shall start to look at life from a different and much higher perspective, to help yourself, others and nature. With nature we also mean all animals, insects, etc. Just to make life more interesting. For example, when I say, I hate the way I do things in life. Is this a positive and conscious thought we should embrace or not? No, it is not good for ourselves. When you say, I dislike that person. Is this a positive conscious thought? No, it isn't, because it is not good for yourself and not good for that other person. Stay patient. You get a large unexpected bill to pay, and you can't pay it. How would you feel when this really happens to you? What thoughts would you formulate? For example, I don't know what to do. I feel so bad, perhaps I have to sell my house, my car. Where do I have to live? I can't hold my job on this way. I feel ashamed for this situation. I hate myself for not seeing this coming. What would my loved ones think of me? I can't provide for my family, etc. Realize that all these negative conscious thoughts mentioned here creates negative emotions and feels bad and or sad, and does not lead to solutions. What to do? We take time to think it over. We start to formulate right conscious thoughts. They should be the opposite. Let's try. I know what to do. I feel good. What can I do? I still live in my house. I have still a job. I made a mistake. What shall help me and others to find the right, loving and best positive thoughts? Perhaps you say, but the first mentioned thoughts are realistic thoughts. I can't say, I feel good, when I feel bad. Right. Wrong. When you say, I feel bad, you did not change your negative thought into a positive thought. You are still creating negative thoughts, which still create negative emotions, and bad or sad feelings. When you keep repeating many times, I feel good and happy, then your synapse in your brain shall connect the thought of, I feel good and happy with your belief system, no matter what is happening in your life. Your emotions and feelings are created by your own thoughts and not vice versa. Also, when you are experiencing a bad situation, it doesn't mean that you have to feel bad and sad about this event. There are many thoughts we formulate that makes us happy, and others makes us unhappy. Accept right away what has happened. We can't change the past, it is what it is, and we have to deal with it, the right positive way, that leads always to solutions. Do not see things or persons as possessions, but see them as experiences. The ego sees life in possessions. What happens when an ego loses a thing, a car, a house, a job, a loved one by death or divorce? Or receive a bill they can't pay? The ego becomes upset, feels bad and sad, for not having any more that thing, person, job or money to pay. The ego drowns in self-pity and feels bad and sad. A master of thoughts would see only experiences. Good and happy experiences, and challenging experiences, which are lessons of life. To deal with on a good, harmonious and loving way. When one experience comes to a hold, another new experience shall emerge. One experience is he could pay his bills, and now he sees that he doesn't have the money to pay the bill, as a challenging experience. To keep himself in balance and harmony, by choosing the right positive thoughts. Life is about evolving thoughts into harmony, during challenging experiences. To learn the relativity of everything in life, to see life lighter, by enlightenment. When the master of thoughts is challenged with this situation, he formulates positive conscious thoughts. What can I do? What do I have? What is possible? When he decides to talk to a bank or his boss, what would be best? That he is in panic, feels bad and sad, or that he feels good and happy during his talks? Of course, to stay feeling happy, good and calm, leads to the best results in life. When he feels ashamed, it feels bad. Why? Because he has formulated negative thoughts. I am not good enough, I am not smart enough, what would people say, etc. Are those thoughts good for him and good for others? No, definitely not. He changes them right away in the opposite positive and honest thoughts. I made a mistake. I am good and smart enough to solve it. What people say is their problem, and I do not make it mine, by repeating their thoughts. And he smiles and feels good. Because he knows exactly what he can do in his life. Let's say, this master of thoughts tries to do everything to dissolve his problem. Still, he doesn't succeed, he loses his house, car, money, and on top of this, his wife leaves with the kids and files for a divorce. He lost everything in his life. What did change? Yes, experiences, and new challenging experiences appears in front of him. To deal with them positively. He accepts right away this situation, because he can't change the past. He has a choice, to feel happy and good, or to feel bad and sad. He chooses to feel good, by formulating positive thoughts. He starts to look at what he can do, what jobs he might try to get, etc. When he applies for a job and feels good, happy and calm, what would his chances be to get this job? Much larger and better. Is disliking his wife, hating her for leaving him, a conscious positive or negative thought? What emotions shall he get? Dislike, hate, etc. and feels enormously bad. He knows that his wife chose freely good or bad choices, what gives room to love her anyway? The only difference in man is their free choice of thoughts. A good person makes more good choices, and a bad person formulates more bad choices. A good choice is good and loving for yourself and for everyone and for nature. Everyone has to formulate their own choices, by their free will. When you really understand this, then it gives room to love everyone. Some learn quick, and some learn slow. Even when someone did something to you, you can still love them, and understand their bad choices in life, which are still bad choices. Then it is much easier, not to embrace negative thoughts that leads to negative emotions and bad feelings, such as revenge, punishment, fights, violence, etc. But, to be able to forgive, and still love that person, and understand and learn, also from their bad choices in life. This creates happy and good feelings in yourself, no matter what has happened in your human life. Do you start to see, to feel happy and good is all dependent on your thoughts? To formulate conscious or subconscious thoughts into good or bad choices in your life. Let's talk about fears and worries. Many people have fears and worries in their lives. Even the worries people have, are all based on fears. Fears about a future, heights, flying, insects, snakes, dogs, darkness, death, dust, sickness, clowns, etc. It is possible to erase all fears and worries from your life. First, we have to really understand what fears and worries are, and how they are created in our thoughts. Fears and worries belong to our negative emotions, and feel always bad or sad. Fears and worries are also created by negative thoughts formulated in the past, as subconscious thoughts, and we act impulsively on them. Or negative thoughts formulated in the present, as conscious thoughts. Do you see? It is all the same. The ego, based on egoism, greed, lust, pride, etc. within man, is the creator of all negative thoughts and also the creator of fears and worries. The ego desires to protect man, and focuses on issues that might turn out negative in our future. In first instance, most people shall think it is a good thing that the ego desires to protect oneself for certain future problems. Right? Wrong. The ego shall desire to protect himself and shall formulate all possible scenarios, what might hurt himself or can go wrong, and focus on these negative thoughts. And see all negative dire situations appear already in their thoughts, before it really happens in their life. What create their fears? These fears are only existing in the created negative thoughts, as possible dire scenarios. What explains fears and worries, which do not really exist in their lives? Because fears are always about a future. People with fears and worries create this by themselves. The situation what can happen shall not change. A negative or a positive situation can happen in life. To see a negative situation in a future is a good thing, but then, you have to shift your focus from negative onto positive thoughts, to place negativity in a proper positive context. That creates fearless thoughts, positive reactions and feels good. Let us explain this in a simple example. It is night and you walk alone along a path in a dark forest. There is barely light to see your path returning on your way home. You think about previous experiences of tonight and you smile and think about all the conversations you had, and you feel good and happy. Suddenly, you start to realize the darkness and remember a movie about all kind of crazy things that could happen in the dark. A mugging, a wild animal, zombies, ghosts, etc. Then you hear a noise, and slowly you start to realize that you can't see well and can't control your environment. Perhaps something shall happen to you, scare you, hurt you or even kill you. What can you do? You start to walk faster, make some fists and you get anxious. Again a noise, now you really start to worry, and become frightened and start to run home. Finally you arrive home and go to bed. The next time you walk along that path you get much quicker frightened, and then you decide to avoid the path at night. The solution for this ego person is to avoid this path at night. what seems to dissolve the problem, but it is just avoiding to dissolve the problem of thoughts. When you formulate negative thoughts as scary thoughts, then you think about them and focus on them. How more you repeat negative scenarios in thoughts, how more this shall become a reality for you. Why? Because the synapses connect these thoughts to your belief system, as your perspective, that this negative scenario in thoughts can belong to your reality, and you create fear. Perhaps someone says, but I experienced on that same path a wild animal attacking me, and there is a good reason to be scared. When an animal attacks, would it be better that you are positive and fearless when it happens? Or that you are fearful and in panic, when a wild animal attacks you? What shall lead to the best solutions? Yes, calm and positive thoughts leads always to the best solutions. You need rational thoughts to find the best solutions. Waving arms, screaming and running shall enhance and escalate the situation, and shall hurt you only more. Let's use another example of insecurity and see if it is the same. A person feels insecure. He thinks about the 3 rules. He sits down, takes a little time to figure out what to do about this negative emotion of personality. He takes a paper and pen, and asks himself, why do I feel insecure? And start to write down all thoughts that pops up in his head. On what thoughts does he focus? For example, I feel not smart enough, I make mistakes, I can't hide them, I say always the wrong things, people do not like me, etc. This person would like to hide, to run away or to avoid people. But this doesn't dissolve insecurity. He starts to transform the thoughts in opposite thoughts. I am confident, I am smart enough, I am good enough, I can make mistakes but I can dissolve them, I'm honest about mistakes, so I can dissolve them quicker, what is good for me and my boss. When I say a wrong thing, I transform it into something better and learn during this way, to say the right things. People love me. But this person thinks, the opposite thoughts are nice, but that is not my reality, I am insecure. He has focused constantly on negative thoughts and made himself insecure. As soon this insecure person has made his list of positive thoughts, he would like to become. He repeats them over and over again, and feels and visualizes himself to be this person. He doesn't focus anymore on the negative thoughts about his insecurity. And tells himself over and over again, I am secure, I am smart enough, I can handle everything, people love me, etc. What happens in his brain is that the synapses disconnect the unused negative thoughts from his belief system, his perspective. New synapses connect positive thoughts with his belief system. These new positive thoughts shall become his new personality, and he shall become confident about himself. He forgot negative thoughts, and learned to think positive and changed his insecurity to become confident in life. When a negative thought or a negative situation arises, that would stimulate his insecurity, then he takes this negative thought and change it into a positive, loving thought, and repeats it again and again. To erase insecurity from his life. On this simple way, you can erase all negative emotions from your life. When you have erased all negative emotions from your life, you can only feel good and happy all the time. Try it out one by one, and you shall see that it works. You can erase all worries, fears and any other negative emotion, whatever makes you feel bad and sad. Do not keep focusing on negative scenarios, just look at a negative scenario and ask yourself, what is the best positive and loving way to deal with this? Then it leads always to solutions. When something bad happened, it is in the past. The difference is how do you handle this event? Are you ready to handle it calmly, lovingly and positively with rational thoughts, so you still can feel good and happy? Or do you focus on negative scenarios in your thoughts and still feel bad and sad? When you feel bad or sad, find the negative emotions. Ask yourself, why do I feel bad or sad? and write them down. Then transform them into the opposite positive thoughts and repeat them over and over again, and feel that you desire to become this kind of personality, and this shall become your personality and your reality. When someone burned down your house, smile, and see this as a new experience. Just the experience in life changed. You cannot lose an experience. You can learn from previous experiences and you shall flow into another experience. Some are good and happy, and some are challenging ones. Make sure you formulate your thoughts to feel good and happy all the time. Accept instantly that this event has happened. We can't change our past, not even a very recent event. We should focus on this new challenging experience to place this problem in a positive context, with positive and loving thoughts. The best thing is at first to write down your thoughts, transform them and keep repeating the thoughts you prefer, and know they lead to good and happy feelings and solutions. Once you see how it works and that it works, you shall be able to start to do this automatically in your thoughts. Bad and sad experiences can happen in our lives, but you have still a choice. To feel good and happy, or to feel bad or sad during this challenging experience. Exercise to work out. Pause the video, take 2x4 papers and a pen. We shall show you in this exercise, as a new example, a very important way, which is unknown and not really used by man in life. At a very unexpected day, your child becomes very ill. You visit the doctor and he tells you that your child has cancer and shall die within 7 months. Imagine this event really happens in your life. 1. What emotions would you normally experience? Find as many as you can. 2. Realize all emotions of your list, feels bad and sad and are negative emotions. Then ask yourself, why do I really feel this emotion? List below each other in short sentences, your thoughts that appear in your mind. Just brainstorm. 3. Then take another paper and try to transform all negative thoughts you have found, that created these negative emotions, bad and sad feelings, into more or less the opposite positive and loving thoughts. And add positive remarks to them, with words you have learned, or other positive thoughts you think about. You can have different emotions and thoughts than me, still that is not the point of this exercise. The point is how to transform negative into positive thoughts, and to see differences between these thoughts, and their effects on us and others. Here we go. My child shall die soon. The emotions I shall experience over time, without knowing the secret is, that I shall have, unbelief, denial, non-acceptance, frustrations, angers, crying, sadness, helplessness, despair, bargain with God to intervene, depression, etc. Whose negative emotions are these? Yes, the parents. Do these negative emotions and feelings help you, the child or the family, friends and colleagues? Or shall they have a negative impact on everyone, including the sick child? Yes, it shall have a negative impact on everyone. These negative emotions are undesirable for everyone. Agreed. It feels logical to feel bad and sad, but there is another way that is good for everyone. How do I find the negative thoughts that create these negative emotions, bad and sad feelings? Yes, I ask myself, why do I feel really despair, sadness, etc.? When you work out all thoughts that caused these negative emotions and sad feelings, you'll know what's going on in your thoughts. When you know the cause, you know the solution. My child is so innocent and young, and doesn't deserve to die. I can't do anything to help her, I shall lose my child, it just can't be true, I can't live without her smile, her words, her enthusiasm, etc. I shall never be happy again. I can't think straight. I feel so sad that my child has to go through this terrible event. She looks so soft, sweet, and she cries and is afraid too, and it is all so sad. God, why do you take her from me? What did she do to you? Please, take my life instead. I do not care. Save her, please. She shall be gone soon. I am terrified. I don't want to think about losing her. There is nothing I can do. I feel so helpless and sad. God, help her. When she dies, I shall hate you forever. Let's transform some negative thoughts into opposite, positive, honest and loving thoughts. My child is so innocent and young and needs much love, help, words and best support I can give her. To be ill happened to her and us, and I've to accept instantly that it happened. I can't change the past, it is true. I can live without her, be happy and loving, just like I am now. It is the best for her to focus my thoughts on things, what I can do, what is best for her and us, I like, love and the best way to support her and my family. To stay calm, happy and be the best father, husband and colleague I can be. To guide her lovingly through this end of her young human life. To explain what happens after death and that we shall see each other in heaven again. To take away her, my family's and my fears. I can feel good, happy and confident, because it doesn't change the situation, it only helps and supports her and my family the best way. I know cancer is caused by man's bad choices in life, by polluting of products, sea, lands, air with Wi-Fi and bad radiation. I know God cannot intervene in personal matters or in a society, God only guides us and comforts all the time. Together with my daughter, we ask God to guide her further in her in-between life to reach heaven very soon. I can do so much to help her, to make sure to be a loving dad during her passing over. We all shall pass over one day, and return to heaven. First, read both perspectives at this dire situation again. The negative thoughts creating negative emotions and bad and sad feelings, and the positive and loving thoughts that creates positive emotions and good and happy feelings. Feel the difference in yourself, just by reading words of a different perspective, created at such an event. On what thoughts you focus on and repeat, becomes your perspective and decides how you feel, good or sad. What purpose does it serve a father or mother to feel bad and sad? None, and doesn't lead to the right, good and loving solutions for their daughter and for others and themselves. An ego does not accept, when he loses something or someone in life. The ego unaware makes himself more important, than the daughter and even others. He shall lose his daughter, he can't cope with it, he can't bear it, he doesn't want it, still it happens. He has upset, bad and sad feelings because he created negative thoughts. God's guidance is telling him to change negative into positive and loving thoughts. To feel good. To be good. An evolved human soul accepts instantly, that one experience changes into a next one and focus on thoughts that helps, supports and even can increase happiness, love and harmony in a negative challenging situation for everyone, at an equal and loving basis. Let's discuss in short another negative emotion. Especially in this time, many people feel lonely. Perhaps not having a partner, not having visitors and just feel lonely. To feel lonely is to feel bad and sad. Right? Yes, right. What thoughts do we have and focus on, that makes us feel lonely and sad? We think, I feel lonely, I don't have a partner, I miss to share my life with someone, I don't have visitors, I don't like to be without other people, I don't like having no conversations, I don't like to have no hugs, not able to go out, to schools, courses, hobbies, man I feel so miserable, I hate this situation, etc. Bad and sad feelings emerge, when you focus at, or think about what is not, what you do not have, what is not possible, what you cannot do, and what you do not like and not love. Why would you focus or think about these kind of thoughts, which makes you feel bad and sad, and doesn't change anything? Think about this for a while. When you shift your focus on what is, what you have, what you can do, what is possible, what you desire, what you like, love and enjoy, then you create good and happy feelings. What makes sense and leads always to positive happy feelings and creates loving solutions. Accept the situation that it happened. You can only choose if you're happy and content or feeling lonely and sad during this event. When you follow the simple rules taught in this video, you can erase all negative thoughts from your perspective. What means you feel good and happy all the time, no matter what. When you feel bad or sad about anything, find negative emotions which are always there. Then find the negative thoughts causing the negative emotions and bad and sad feelings. Transform the negative thoughts into positive thoughts which are good, loving and positive for yourself and at the same time for everyone and at the same time for nature. Just try it, have fun and see it like a game. If you can change your thoughts and feel much better in all kind of situations. How more you explore this way of thinking and managing thoughts, based on a loving and good way, how more happiness and harmony shall appear within. Master your thoughts, then you master your feelings, all the time. Repeat the thoughts you prefer and it shall become your reality. It is just your choice, how you feel today. We have revealed in this lecture, the basics of how to master your thoughts and feelings in your life, on an easy and simple way. Only, when you start to work and formulate thoughts in this positive, harmonious and loving way, you shall be able to get a firm grip on your thoughts and feelings. Negative persons and negative situations in life are lessons of life, to learn from and to evolve above them in life. By using positive, loving and harmonious thoughts, which are good and loving for yourself and, at the same time good and loving for everyone, and at the same time good for nature. To create by God's true ways happiness and harmony within oneself, between each other and with nature. Just start with one bad or sad feeling you have, and find the negative emotions. Write down the negative thoughts, causing these negative emotions and bad or sad feelings. Then you shall start to know yourself, and clearly understand how these negative thoughts leads to negative emotions and bad and sad feelings. After you transformed them, you can experience the effects in life. Choose well. In the next topic, we are going to handle on a simple way, how to create a perfect relationship. To perfect a marriage, a relationship with partner, children or others, so you shall learn, never to have fights or words anymore, and make more room to love each other much more in life. You shall see that it is a perfect match, and follow up of this last lecture, of mastering your thoughts and feelings. These lectures have a clear reason, to help man to fulfill their real purpose in life. To learn how to purify their human souls, on an easy human way. So, you do not have to waste a lot of time and suffering in the in-between life. And you shall be able to return to heaven much sooner. Learn to save your soul. What we are teaching you, are the true ways of God, to live a harmonious life. We hope to see you, for our next lecture, part 4. How to create a perfect relationship. To create true happiness from within. Everyone has a right to know. It is not difficult, only very different. The complete mysteries of God's creation of life are revealed in the Book of Life. Available in ebook and paperback. Google or visit Amazon, Book of Life, Age of Harmony, 2025 4185. Written by Thomas Francisco Pelgero. The end. For now.